I'm super excited to be speaking to Ashley Company, who's come all the way from America to inspire women and young girls across the continent. She's going to network professionals and make a difference in young girls' life. Let's have a chat to her now. Hi, Ashley.
How are you?
I'm awesome. Thank you so much
Thanks
for allowing us inside of your sort of C-suite here at Tasha's. You've got a vision for networking women and developing young girls through the Jelani Girls Women's Program. Tell us a bit more about your passion.
Well, Jelani Girls is a nonprofit where we're focusing on bringing underserved girls ages 14 to 18 from the U.S. to the continent to be exposed and do cultural enrichment activities with their peers on the continent. And we have a women's program, Jelani Women, where they're empowered professional women who go on separate trips. They want to go on a vacation with a purpose, and the proceeds from their paying for their trips actually provide scholarships for our underserved girls to go on their separate trips, but collective impact.
Now we'll talk a bit more about the power of this program, but where does this passion for development start from? Where you're like, in America, you grew up in the bit of the southern part, right?
Yes, yes. So born and raised in the South, coming to the continent for the first time after graduating from Hampton University, I went to Kenya, and I just had kind of my own pilgrimage and just felt like I'd come back, I journeyed home. I later found out that my ancestors are from Cameroon, and just so having that strong connection, really just wanting to create an opportunity, a structured opportunity for women and girls of color to have that same type of experience. And not just impact the African American women and girls, but when they come here and exchange and have those open dialogues and deep connections that they make with their peers here, it's just really powerful for members of the African diaspora to really connect all over the continent. Wow.
And you have your first moment, your first powerful relationship you built on the continent. Do you remember who that was with?
Absolutely. I had two Kenyan American friends took me to their home, and I spent about a month all over the country. They were very well connected and were able to just let me see so much of that region. And so my first relationship was with their parents, who are from that area in a small village called Game, from the Luo tribe, which President Barack Obama is from.
Oh, wow.
I also met his grandmother.
Oh, did you really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Now, you've taken a massive risk to come here. You could have been settled and comfortable in America. You could have, followed the traditional trajectory of, building your career. But you've decided to make a sacrifice to empower and connect other people. Right. How does it feel sometimes? Does it get lonely?
That's interesting that you would choose that word. Yes, it does. It's
because all of your family is back in the States.
Correct.
You're here on this continent by yourself on the mission to inspire and connect people.
Absolutely, and I think it's worth it. And I just think that the impact far exceeds some of those lonely days, or those tough nights when you're trying to get that proposal through, when you're trying to get people to buy into your vision, because you know that there's proof of concept, you know that it works, when we connect, we're more powerful. Because I truly believe that when we reimagine how we see Africa, we reimagine how we see ourselves, and vice versa. And so, there's some tough times, and it gets hard, but it's really worth it. And I just try to stay the course. And I have a lot of supporters who can, kind of keep me encouraged.
From a sheer business perspective, the funding to be able to run a program like this must be difficult. Yeah. And being able to sort of, rally people around your vision, to inspire people to want to be a part of it. What are some of the innovative ways you've been able to sort of build a sort of financial model?
Actually, our Jelani Women program is our highest revenue builder for the Jelani Girls program, because the women are paying for their trip. It's an epic experience, as we like to say, and so they're happy to pay for it, but they feel really good about that purchase because they know that the proceeds go to support our girls. So that's our largest fundraiser.
That's really smart. So you basically, the women, the leading sort of women that you partner with, come to the continent, and part of their purchase goes towards funding the girls.
Absolutely, as well as the service project that they do. So we give school supplies, books, whatever the NGO or church or community organization tells us that they need, that's what we provide them with.
And how you go about choosing who you want to work with in the various regions on the continent? Is it just through?
I kind of hit the ground running. I've been to about 20 countries on the continent, and I'm just always trying to build relationships and start collaborations with people. And if they're open and want our support, I take a look at what they need and what we're able to offer them, and we just make a plan.
So, wow. And the networking side of what you do must be a major component.
Yeah.
Do you have any secrets you can share with us?
I'm really proud of the new association I've just joined, African Leadership Network. They've been very instrumental in supporting us with having a network and making those connections. But really just kind of grinding, cold calling, whatever you have to do. I always say by any means necessary, we're going to make this happen because we want to have impact. And just building those relationships. You have to start a cadence with the people that you connect with. You can't just speak to them once and think that that's it. You have to follow up and things like that.
Yeah, but it can't be that easy. Like you must have like a charm initiative, some sort of charm offense. What do you do? Because people are terrified of networking.
Yeah.
People freak out. The idea of having to walk into a room and share your vision, is it your messaging? Is it the crispness of what you have that makes it easy for you? What gives you the confidence?
I think that it really comes from being relatable. So just picking out that thing that we may have in common, and I think because of my background, being third generation military and traveling all over the world, going to a prestigious university, and just building those alumni networks and just connecting and living different places and going outside of my comfort zone to try different things and meet different people allows you to have that conversation starter or find that connection and say, oh, I'm from there too, or I know someone that lives there, or I've worked there, or just building that sense of connection with that person brings that familiarity, and you're just able to kind of go from there. And always being authentic, just really being your true self. People are able to see that and connect to that, and I think that's really been supportive in my journey.
You seem also like you're confident about your image. You seem comfortable in your skin. Tell us a bit about the head wrap and what it means to you as a symbol for your own personal identity to help give you that confidence.
Absolutely. I love the head wrap. I think it's an amazing thing. We actually just started a campaign called the Jelani Girls Head Wrap Challenge, and we're specifically trying to spread the good news and spread awareness for girls and women of color to be proud of their heritage, or if it's for religious purposes or simply fashion, because you look beautiful and you feel beautiful, and I think you just stand a little bit straighter when you have that confidence and realize that you're connected to something different than maybe what mainstream media is kind of pouring down on you and things like that. So for me, my personal brand, I just happen to love it. But we really just want to spread the good news that, it's something that is a positive image to put out there, and why not?
Wow. Moving forward, sort of the next chapter of the Jelani sort of phase, I know you want to be able to impact the continent, and I know you want to be able to make a difference, throughout the continent. But why is South Africa, why has it been such an important sort of space for you?
South Africa is really special for me because out of all of the countries that I've been to, I found this one to be where I felt the most connected. I've just been able to make so many connections. The people here, in my experience, have been very social and accepting, and just kind of welcome me in their home. And the development here makes it a lot easier for a Westerner to kind of, get here and feel a little bit more comfortable. So, there are several reasons, but I think we also have a lot of support from organizations around here who have kind of said, we want you here. And so when countries or representatives from countries saying that we want you to bring our program here, then we come.
What are some of give me an idea, the archetype or the type of women you want to network with your women from the States, the South African women or the African women across the continent. What do they look like? What type of person are they that would be a perfect fit for the Jelani sort of networking program?
Absolutely. So this woman is a very confident, connected, empowered woman who is just ambitious, and she just wants to know more people outside. She wants to think outside of the box, and she wants to get to know others, because she knows how important it is to be able to adapt to her environment and not to get too comfortable, right? Because you want to grow in whatever industry it is, in whatever realm of your life or chapter of your life, you want to be able to grow. So to connect with others who are different from you, but have kind of some of the same values, are the type of women that we look to connect with on the continent, as well as our women. They come from different industries and different backgrounds, but there's that likeness of one wanting to give back and serve, and then also just wanting to do a little bit more and think outside the box.
Wow. And your vision for how many young people you want to impact on the continent? Mm-hmm. Do you have any sort of numbers like? I
do. 100,000 is what we're looking to do over the course of the next 10 years, and that's for women and girls. And that's cross-continental, 100,000. And we can do it. We can do it with the support, so.
100,000 a lot of people, because that 100,000, they pay it forward. So you're looking at millions.
Generation after generation, absolutely. We want to start a legacy. We're basically planting seeds, letting them know that it's possible to do more than what you've been told you can do, and to unlearn some of those behaviors and stereotypes and things that we kind of face as people of color. And so that's really, you know, our call to action.
Can I buy your coffee?
Absolutely.
Awesome, cool. So if a young woman wants to be, thank you very much, a Jelani, thank you, wants to be grow up to be a Jelani woman, what sort of tips, or a young professional? Imagine that this person is at university now, and she graduates and she wants to become a strong Jelani, powerful, influential woman who can shape the world, like yourself. Give me 3 tips.
3 tips. Well, first of all, Jelani means greatness. And so our motto is to help girls and women of color reimagine what it means to be great. So I would think the first tip is to be unapologetic about, you know, who you are and whose you are. I think another tip would be to be focused, because there will be a lot of deterrents, a lot of obstacles, and just stay the course. And then recognizing, you know, in being creative or being resourceful, because you know, you might not have the same opportunities as the next person, or your opportunities might look different. But if you're resourceful, you will reach out for those situations and leverage those chances in whatever form that they come. So don't be attached to how it looks, but just go for it. Stay focused and be unapologetic about your purpose and who you are.
Wow. And those 3 tips, you know, thinking about, you know, owning them, right? To really be this, you know, to embody those 3 tips. Is there sort of a bonus? Give us a bonus, like as it relates to your own sort of, you know, creating a sense of confidence. Is there something around sort of style, or what's the bonus tip? Those are the core tips, right?
Yeah.
Give me one last sort of bonus.
You know, when you mentioned fashion, the first thing that came to my mind is one thing I learned at a previous conference is to have your own personal board of directors. And one of mine, she you know, helped me pick out this belt and helped me with my fashion style. Then I have another one who helps me strategically in my thought process. So really keeping a good group of people around you, because you're, you know, the sum of the people that you have around you, and making sure that they're positive, that they're focused, that they're ambitious, and I think that's really key, because you'll have some negative things happen from time to time, or obstacles and roadblocks. But if you have those positive people, your personal board of directors, people, your core people who you can count on, they'll get you through those tough times, and you can be that for them as well. For African women who want to network with Jelani, give us the website, give us the details. Absolutely. So JelaniGirls.org is Jelani, girls.org is for our young people, and Jelani Women is JelaniWomen.org. So, and both of them connect, and we'd love to hear from your viewers. They can email us or follow us on Instagram at Jelani Girls or at Jelani Women. We wish you the best on your global mission as you continue to grow your work throughout the continent. Thank you so much. Awesome. Cheers. Cheers.